Hey guys, it's Cyrus of Chaos. I'm here with Jonah Shainberg, Pete Souders, and Andrew Mackiewicz, and today we're going to be watching the final from South Korea, between South Korea and Hungary in the finals of the Budapest World Championships this year. So, these two teams have been on fire all day. Hungary is fencing in their home country, so there's going to be a lot of screaming in this room. It's going to be a really hype bout.
Andrew, I think this is the rematch of the individual finals.
Yes, it is.
Interesting way to start the bout.
Yeah, these two fenced each other here 3 days ago, but they were on the opposite sides of the strip.
Relevant part about that is that Sabre was actually winning through the first half of the bout.
7-3, yeah.
Oh my God, what a touch!
Yeah, that was a great
first touch.
That was a great touch to start on, and interestingly, it was actually exactly the same as the first touch of the individual. Sabre fell short and then got that exact same stop cut, which is kind of weird.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to start a team match.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely going to get the crowd hyped.
That's not good.
Yeah, and that time we see Sengoku going around Samari's attempt to parry.
Yeah. If you want to make O miss, you gotta really move your feet like that, although
Yeah, there's your evidence.
it doesn't always work, but standing in place with a parry does not work very well against him. Or any of the Koreans, really.
Yeah, they're all incredibly long, incredibly athletic.
Yeah, that's attack and prep.
Really strong start from the Koreans so far.
Yeah.
Especially after losing that first touch, which is, again, a nice touch by Samari.
Yeah. And the two teams have such a stark difference between them. Wow, that was a nice extension.
Really great extension out of there. This is an interesting touch, actually, because you see his foot actually lands before he hits, which is something that has sort of gone through a cycle in saber fencing, that for a while they were calling that attack no because of the foot contact. But I'm a big fan of the way they've called it there and the way they'll continue to call it in this bout, where they say he's not really failing an attack. It's one continuous fluid motion. And O has not actually stopped that attack. So even with the foot landing, it's still considered one cut and an attack. And I think that's the way it should be called, and it makes the fencing much
More
cleaner.
interesting, yeah. That was a great pull,
Should have had that one.
but still not enough footwork. It's like doing a half action instead of doing a full action there.
That's tough with a guy like O, because when you actually do manage to make him miss, you're so anxious to not let him set up because he's still so strong in
On
defense
defense,
that
yeah.
you rush and botch something that you would probably never mess up in 100 practices.
So there's the touch that you were just talking about where Satmari's foot clearly lands first, but again, like O is doing a half action. He's not actually doing anything to make Satmari's attack miss.
Yeah, it's one cut to one line, and I like the fact that they're rewarding it as one single action.
Yeah, they've been trending towards that for a while now, but like these days, it's so consistent.
Very nice parry post.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, that's a great first leg for the Hungarians. I mean, you're facing the defending world champion and someone who most people consider the best fencer in the world right now.
Yep.
Coming out of that bout with a lead is huge, especially in front of the home crowd. Get everybody hyped, get everybody believing like this is the year. You're facing the two-time defending world champions, but you've got home field and you've got the edge after.
Yeah, I agree. The home advantage is going to give good boost of energy for the Hungarians.
So something interesting here is that
the Hungarians are pretty hungry about wanting that three-peat, three-time world champion.
So something interesting is that like in a team bout, there's always one or two bouts that are going to be a huge swing, and in this one, I think that main bout will be the third Hungarian fencer versus O Sanguk. So you want to kind of line those things up so they happen as early as possible. So it's interesting that like that wasn't the intro bout. Maybe they want to get a lead before that bout happens or something.
Yeah, I imagine they're also
this
most
is good
concerned.
because this goes back to what you were saying earlier about the one fluid motion of the lunge.
Yeah, that should be changed. That should be attacked.
Comes into question: does his foot land and his arm comes after, or vice versa?
Yeah, and it's a good
It did
question.
look a lot similar to the first one, so we'll see if the refereeing will be consistent.
Yeah, these two are very, very consistent. I think that they'll probably change that one. And here he comes.
I think he's going to stick with the call. I think. Oh no, he changed it. Okay.
I love the hand motion for changing the call.
Leaves no doubt.
Again, I really
Leaves
like
no
that
doubt.
call because Gu is doing that jump back with a circle 3, and Szilagyi isn't cutting to 3. And so even if the foot does land incrementally sooner, it's still an action that is succeeding against a defense that was chosen incorrectly.
Yes, exactly.
Same action.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was great distance.
There.
Yeah, that was amazing by Gu.
Yes, it was.
I
That's
think
attack
that's
for
the thing,
Gu.
and actually that one too, where the Koreans have really mastered this appearance of being off balance without ever actually losing their balance.
That's a
When
good
he
way to
made
put it.
that, when he made that trap, and even when he made that attack and prep there, he looks like he's out of control, but that's almost inviting you to believe they're in trouble when they're not, and it's really tough to handle on strip.
You know who else is actually amazing at that? Szilagyi. When he's going backwards, it looks like he's about to completely fall over, but he's totally ready to do pretty much anything from that off-balance looking position, which is kind of cool.
That's a messy touch.
Yeah. I think based on the trends these days, it's probably more for Gu, but it's not worth wasting a replay on.
Yeah, I mean, I like that simultaneous. I can see why the argument is there for Gu, but I do like giving that one simul. That's definitely an attack from the right.
Yep, for sure.
Gu showing everything. First 4 touches, he's gone distance pull, prep, extension, and then strong attack off the line of the box. And showing how well-rounded of a fencer he is.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about him is when he goes in the box, he can do that step lunge on so many different rhythms and distances that he can show you what you might look from the side and say is the same footwork and have it represent almost 3 different actions, where it can be a regular simultaneous attack, a long attack that catches somebody trapping, and an attack in prep, all off of step lunge. There you see step lunge, and he gets the timing in the box because he's made it a little shorter and a little bit sharper, and he's beaten Szilagyi to a spot. Szilagyi, of course, expecting a different rhythm for that footwork.
Yeah, that's a good observation. Another thing that's hard to tell from this video is just how long Gu is.
That's a great touch.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry to interrupt you, Andrew. That's a great touch. Right after catching that prep, he knows the attack is going to come a little bit deeper. Again, looking like he's off balance. Looks like he's out of control, but he's not.
It's so
perfect technique on that parry.
Yeah. And I like the way you said that was perfect technique, because these guys, I don't think that the Koreans get enough credit for their technique. They get mostly just credit for being really athletic, but the Koreans have really good technique.
Yeah, everybody knows about the Koreans' athleticism. Everyone knows they can run you up and down the strip, but that doesn't actually measure up to really world-class fencers unless you also can back it up with a parry like that, and they can. They have exceptional technique.
Yeah, totally.
And to compete against a team like Hungary, which is known for their technique for the entirety of fencing's existence, you need to have it all. You can't just run up the line. You can't just be athletic. You need to bring both obviously the tactical side and the technical side to the strip as well.
Definitely.
Yep.
Wow, nice pull.
Yeah, well spoken, Jonah.
Thank you, Andrew.
What a great touch.
Confident start for Jameshi.
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed that. I mean, Gu absolutely dominated that second leg, and what a touch. This beginning, sharp start in the box, get to all the way out from a deep attack from Ha, and then to make that kind of split rhythm attack is just beautiful.
Yeah. Nice, another pull.
Wow.
Yeah, the Koreans are definitely more into doing attacks in the center because their defense is so good, and it's easier for them to do that and just go backwards than it is to risk losing an action a different way. So you'll see them do a lot of attacks when they fence.
That's great footwork.
Because they don't want that to happen.
Wow, the change of direction from Gameshi on that touch is outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent recovery there.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to fall short, but he extended his attack really well. And in my opinion, that's the hardest thing to do in fencing, is extend your attack when you're about to fall short. That's attack from right.
One from Ha just commits a little bit harder and a little bit more direct than Gameshi did. Looks like Gameshi was expecting some sort of second intention action.
Mm-hmm. I was
which
watching
makes sense,
him.
given that he absolutely punished him on direct action so far this bout.
Yeah.
I could see that one being right, too.
I could as well.
I think let's throw it out.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing for Gomeshi, actually. When you've trapped the guy twice to start the bout off, and then he continues to come with that same rhythm, it's a little bit unexpected. Like, you would think he would change. And yet Ha continued to give him the same thing.
Yeah, I find that if you just keep doing that against the Koreans, they're very happy to just keep falling short. Because like I said before, it's a safer alternative than getting hit in prep or something. Because they'd rather make you work for the touches than try to do that and lose a touch immediately.
That's
wow!
Wow.
There
what
we go.
Parry. I mean, there's a touch you want to see in slow motion.
Yes.
Yep, tries one,
Talk
tries
about
to pick it up,
technique.
tries again.
Look at that frame. Yeah, I think everybody wants to cheer that one a little bit.
Yeah. Wow, again.
And shut down a second one.
Yeah, great job from Gomeshi by staying composed.
Oh my god.
That's incredible.
Dude, that was crazy.
Yeah, he just
He's
won't
really
stop.
put on a show here.
Forrest just wants to keep going. 1, 2, 3.
Not just winning the touches, but winning them and making them look nice.
Yeah.
It's almost like they count like more than one touch when you get a nice touch like that.
I wish.
Well, psychologically, it definitely can. If you're high, you've got to be thinking, like, what can I even do here?
Ooh.
And, oh, man, and that feels like it was completely a psychological touch. Earlier in the bout, when he's got a little more confidence, maybe he just steps out and pulls that short. Here he feels a little bit lost, and that attack that should have fallen short hits him.
Yeah. Gomeshi's killing him.
That's a great leg from Gomeshi at a hugely important moment early in the bout.
Mm-hmm. And he's going to be the one I was saying later is likely to leak the most touches against O. So this is a bout that you need to do well in.
Oh, does he get that?
Wow. I mean, I would prefer if Gomeshi got
man.
one touch. Yeah, there we go. I like
Yep.
to see
That is so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so nice.
That's like if you go anywhere on my
Especially
low
going out
line,
here
I'm going to get
the
you.
third spot and just really not afraid to do anything.
Yeah, he's done all the action
He's
so
showing
far.
it all.
Yeah, and we should clarify with Andrew's comments about Gomeshi potentially being the weakest fencer is not really a slight on him. You're talking about all of these fencers being legitimate top 16 in the world at some point in the last 3 seasons. So he might be the third-ranked person on the Hungarian team, but he is still a heck of a fencer, and he showed it in that leg.
Yeah, I don't mean he's weak. I just mean his matchup against O, I think, is the most imbalanced
Gomeshi
out
was
of
all
everyone.
business that bout, boys.
Yeah, he
All
was.
business.
He's all business right now. Look at him.
Yeah, look at that game face. That's a warrior, man.
Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained. The Korean coaches just pulled Ha for Kim Jun-ho?
Kim Jun-ho. And it's pretty easy to understand that decision
Yes.
after that display.
Yeah.
That was quite the bout by Gomeshi.
Yes, it was. Fenced really, really well.
But of course, this is one of the problems with fencing the Korean team is that if you show up and you've established the weakest link and you know who you're going to score touches on that day, they can sub them out and put somebody else just as good in.
Yep, definitely.
Because that team does run 4 deep.
So this is
At
another...
the same time, go ahead, Andrew. Sorry.
I was going to say, this is another interesting matchup because when Satmari won World Championships in 2017, he did it by beating Gu in the final. And he did it with a lot of reprise attacks in the center.
Oh, nice beginning of this touch.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a heck of a touch.
Gu always gets those. That's what I was saying about how long he is.
When Sosmar beat Gu that year, was that the first year they changed the on-guard line rule? with
Yes, it
Sabre?
was.
Okay.
What a weird season that was.
And there
Attacks
you
on the
can
right.
see that
Yeah,
change
you
of
can say
tempo
that
and
again.
lunge from Gu again.
Yeah.
If you look at that, that's that same step lunge, except this time he does it bigger than he did on the first touch of this leg, catches Satmari at the wrong distance, and scores another one. I mean, he's so good at manipulating that one action to suit different purposes.
God, I hate that.
Oh, we gotta fix
Yeah.
that. We gotta fix that in the sport.
Look,
Anyone who watches other sports knows if you get your ankle's broken in basketball or you slip and fall on the football field, they don't stop the play to let you get up. I mean, this is an over lunge and he slips. He should have to defend himself anyways.
Yeah, I would give him a card for that, honestly.
Like, I understand he's not dropping on purpose there. It's his foot slipping, but it's his foot slipping because he's over lunging.
Right, exactly.
And Sabre shouldn't be punished for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a you problem.
distance fall.
Attack for sure. For the exact same reason.
If there's justice in the world, it should be attack.
Yeah, for the exact same reason that you were saying before. Foot down, but he's not really doing anything.
Yep.
The only argument would be if there had been blade contact on that circle.
Yeah, which is impossible for
on
us.
that replay.
Yeah, which is impossible for us to hear from here, but I don't think that is going to get overturned. So that was Sabre second touch if it works, right?
I just want to say props to the referees for being willing to go look at that touch and
yeah, it looks like they saw some blade contact. It sounds like Gu may have picked it up as he did the circle.
Gotcha, yeah. I didn't see that.
The slow motion replay started a little bit too late to see the moment when that would have happened.
Yeah. That's another thing that the sport can improve. An area that the sport can improve a lot in is the quality and the timing of the replays.
Yeah, especially in a big bout like this where they have the cameras available.
That was a great pull.
Man. Where they have all these cameras available, you'd like the referees to be given a little bit more access to all of the various camera angles to make the best calls possible. Good change of lines by Sabre at the very end there.
Yeah, that was a really good finish by him, too. Sabre is such a twitchy fencer.
I really love the slow motion that they give you on something like this, too, because you can see even when these guys are moving top speed, how the cuts still look the way they would if they were doing them 50% speed in a lesson.
Yeah.
I mean, his arm was right there. He's making that cut with his fingers. The arm's not pulling back, and that's why they're scoring it. It's really a great thing to see.
Yeah.
To me, that was simultaneous.
Really? I would give that to Gu.
I would give that to Gu. Yeah, Andrew, I agree with you.
Ooh, I stand corrected. Good eyes, guys. Apologies.
Look at Gu fixing his hair. What a diva.
Well, the way he's fencing so far in this team event, he can afford to flaunt it a little bit. He blew out Solagi, and now he's putting up a good leg against Sabre.
Yeah. Yeah, he's destroying him.
I think even this one was closer.
Yeah, me too.
And it's funny, we've almost seen a huge momentum
very
shift
nice.
in every single bout so far.
What did you say, Jonah? A huge what?
Shifting back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point. It is a battle of give and take here.
Yeah, Gu is so mentally stable. There was a team event I was fencing in where I beat Juan 12-2, and then Gu beat one of my teammates 8-1 immediately afterwards. So
yeah, not much phases that guy.
Yeah, he's just all business. He just does what he needs to do.
That was good for Sabre.
Right action from Gu, bad distance.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Right, Andrew?
Yeah.
Exactly
And
right.
that second front foot forward. Schlag is happy to see that they got that one.
Did he have his Lemeov?
Now, see, this one's interesting because this one I could understand why Gu reacts this strongly because of this change in lines with the cut. But to me, it's still within that window with Gu doing that big search to 3.
Yeah.
That I don't mind awarding the attack,
I
but
agree.
I at least understand this reaction.
I don't think it's going to get changed. But it's not a bad time to ask for a replay for sure.
Again,
There we see
fine with that
consistency
decision.
with that call.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
so consistent.
In the absence of blade contact.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
the right
yes.
call.
Ooh. Which way would you guys call that one?
That's more left
I'll
for
call
me.
it left.
My instinct was going to say left.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
If it's called simul, I wouldn't be upset with that. I mean, obviously, if it was left, I would want it to be left, but I wouldn't complain too much.
Oh, I don't know.
And actually,
Yeah,
It's a little tighter in slow
motion
motion.
looks a lot more
Yeah, the
simultaneous.
slow motion looks
So-
a lot better.
so what I think happened there was Gu thought he was going to extend his attack, but then changed it to a short attack, and his technique was so good, he was able to hide that really, really well. And that's not a great angle.
Yeah, I like that angle for replays. I don't like it so much for the live action.
Yes, exactly. And if you're going to
It's a
show
very
it...
hard thing to tell what actually occurred in that touch.
Yeah, and if you're going to show that, slow it down.
Football is a pylon cam, but not in fencing.
But again, in football, it's all about the replay, not about the live action.
There we
Oh,
see Sabre.
he just
letting
smacked
Gu
him.
recover, knowing that he has confidence in his attack and that he can just extend and accelerate and finish him at the end.
Yeah, that was
You
a
know
great
what?
finish from Sabre.
Gu definitely stumbled again.
Yes, he did.
Well, that was also smart on Sabre's part, because if he pushes right away, what a hit.
Yeah, he just
Get off
swapped
of
him.
it.
Yeah, that's the way to close a leg out. But it's actually kind of smart from Sabre, because if he pushes right away, Gu might just fall over
Yep.
and get the referee to stop it again. Even if he gets a yellow card, he saves that touch. Sabre, patient, doesn't rush himself, knows he's good enough to score that touch, lets Gu recover, and then takes the right of way, which is way more valuable at that stage of the bout than a yellow card.
Yeah, it's not a great like idea from a fencing perspective, but from like a feeling of the flow of the bout perspective, it was brilliant. Like, I'm gonna let him recover so that he doesn't like welch his way out of this touch, basically.
Touch, yeah.
Exactly.
So the last leg was interesting because Gu was up 6-2, and then Sabre got the next 3 in a row to actually win. And this is the one that is very dangerous for Team Hungary, where I feel personally that there's the greatest skill disparity.
Yeah, so Sabre getting those last couple touches
Is really important.
because Gameshi starting with the lead is really helpful to the possibility of them being closer in the lead after this leg.
Do you think that was attack? I thought that was preparation.
To me, that was preparation. It looks like Gameshi makes an adjustment of the line right
Yes.
as O comes in on the lunge.
That replay did not look very good for Gameshi.
Yeah, agreed. Did somebody challenge it? Are they looking at it right now? They
O
must be, right?
challenged it, yeah.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to get overturned.
Yep.
Yeah. I understand why the referee called that left at first, but
Yeah,
then that's why we've got the replay.
Exactly.
It exposed Gameshi pretty badly there.
Yeah. They've changed a couple touches so far.
Sign of good referees, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's also preparation.
Got him right back.
Yeah, that was a good I don't know exactly what to call it, but right there, Gameshi shows like he's gonna go backwards. And he changes his direction into going forward when he sees that O sees that he's going backwards.
Man, Gameshi fencing so well right now. Oh,
Ooh!
My goodness.
my God. Wow.
That was nice.
So concerned deputy right there, bro.
He doesn't even finish. You just give the person a high five and get back on guard at that point.
Well, don't get back on guard too fast. You need to take a minute and recover from that touch. I mean,
Right.
that is tough. What a beautiful touch. You're right. You should give him a high five, but then you gotta. I mean, you can see he's walking to the back of the strip trying to reset because that doesn't feel good. But it's only one. You gotta
Yeah.
just remember it's only one.
Right, exactly. That's attack from right as well.
Wow. Great
Did you
control.
pick it up on the blade?
Oh, maybe he
Yeah,
did.
he picked it up on the
Oh.
blade.
Yeah. Those are so hard to hear from far away.
Yeah. Gameshi got caught and then panicked.
Yep.
Parry post.
Yep.
Picked it up. Good action by O. Good save by Gameshi.
Yes, exactly.
Good sell by O, too. He really did make it look like it was his.
Yeah.
Fooled me.
Yeah, me too. That's part of it, right? Fencing is theatrics.
Absolutely.
Wow. Nice pull.
Like that what just happened, I don't understand. How is O able to get on his back legs like that without breaking an ankle?
To be so tall and so strong and so powerful and to change directions like that, again, yeah, without breaking something.
Also,
It's
Have
unbelievable.
you guys noticed that since that stop cut, Gameshi has been completely out of control? After that, we had a panic parry that he saved himself. Then he got hit and prepped pretty badly, and then he rushed that attack.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're gonna.
I thought that was
They're
line.
gonna stick with the line.
They called it
They
attack
started-
left.
They called this attack left.
Ooh.
Wow, look at that
Especially with
dude.
the juke.
That's line
yeah,
for me.
I think, those
He
disengages
switches
are
not
not
just
great.
once, he switches twice. And after both switches, still able to stuck him with the point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But this is one of those ones that's so tough for the referee because they only get that middle camera to look at. And you really... that over-the-shoulder camera was helpful because you could see the blade bend at the point of impact, which is the indicator that the line is hit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going to be a lot harder to see from that one side of the strip camera that they get to look at.
Yeah.
And in the finals of World Championships, you'd really like the referees to have all the tools they can to get this call right.
Yeah, totally.
Because it is such a big call. You can see there they're looking at this side angle, which might show it and it might not.
Yeah, the angle of the line hitting Gemeshi's body happens on the person's body at an angle that the ref can't really see that very well. So you can't look for the point hitting, you have to look for an indication of the point hitting, like you were saying before, where like the blade bends or something.
Well, they've called it line, which
Yeah.
I think when you get all the camera angles is the right call.
Yep,
but
definitely.
a lot tougher for them to make than for us to make watching these replays.
Yeah, for sure. The Hungarians do not like that call very much, but it was the right one. Wow.
Wow.
Distance fight. Wow,
It seems like Gameshi's making the right choices in terms of actions. Like, he's just being impatient compared to his other bouts where he was able to push his opponent all the way to the end of the strip.
Yep, I think that's
I
stop
think part of it is that he is rushing a little bit, but O is also doing some unbelievable action.
Yeah, it's hard with
That's
O.
true. That last touch was not simply Gameshi rushing. That was O somehow changing directions in a moment where most people would have no chance.
That could be a Techno.
Oh, yeah. Tried to extend out of it, but it's just too heavy off
Yeah.
of that
And
lunge.
And this one is not because the foot went down for anyone who's watching. And I hope we get a replay of this. It was because Gameshi thought that O was going to do something. I love that smile. And
You can
lunged
see this
right
one,
there. He lunged
back
there.
back, no.
Yep. So that was
That's the right call.
that was 2 lunges. It was not because the foot was down.
And again, the momentum in this bout just keeps shifting. It looked like Satmari had pulled it together to keep the lead through his bout with Gu, and then O comes in and wins it right back.
Yeah, so this one, I know that Kim has beaten Salagi before. So this really just comes down to how the two of them are feeling on this given day. But Salagi lost 5-2 in the first leg that he fenced to Gu, right?
6-2.
Was it
I believe,
6-2?
Because Satmari won the first leg 5-4.
Yes, you're right, 6-2. Wow.
A very good start for Kim, coming out cold.
Yes, that's right. And there's that fake off balance thing you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like he's so off balance, and he's just not.
Look at that on guard
And that's a
position.
hard thing to deal with.
Brilliant action. I love that one.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think anyone's surprised to hear that Andrew loves that forward circular parry. I think I've seen that one
Yeah,
or
with
two times.
precision, pull something like a touch like that off is incredible. Last minute, close parry forward post. While your opponent both of us lunging against you.
Yeah, the timing of it was very well done.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. What kind of
It's a
parry was
great
that?
touch.
What was he trying to parry there? I didn't learn that one in class. This is a very typical Korean bouncy style attack.
And now he wants the line.
I don't think it was line.
We're gonna have a discussion about this touch because the referees are under a
Look
lot
at that.
of pressure here. Yeah, the referees are under a lot of pressure here.
Shalak really back. Let's talk about that elbow.
He
Watch his
super
elbow,
bends
yeah.
his elbow, yeah. Right
We watch his elbow.
right there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk elbow.
But there's a lot of pressure on the referees here in Hungary after they called the line 4-0 to give it to the two-time Olympic champion.
As good as these two referees are, I'm sure they're going to continue calling it consistently.
I don't know, personally, for me, that's not line, but you can forgive a lot. I would not forgive an arm bend like that.
But again, that camera angle that we just saw
Yeah.
from the overhead is very revealing the camera angle that the referees are looking at probably doesn't catch that because it's only from the side and he bends his arm out to the side.
Yeah, that's true.
So for them, it can look very much like he didn't really bend it at all. We only have the benefit of these camera angles that they don't get to see.
That's true, yeah. That was the same...
Pulling Kim short, taking the blade, and then finishing his attack immediately. That's pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was basically the same concept touch as the one that I commented on Kim's weird parry before. Can we talk about Kim's weird on guard for a second? What is going?
I mean, I don't know what there is to say.
It's weird.
If you look at, that's a great tempo cut by Salagi.
Yeah, it was.
Who, since that line call, has ripped off 2 really clean actions.
Yeah, that touch was like the one I was saying before that Gameshi got on O, where he pretends to go backwards, and then as soon as his opponent reacts by going forwards, he changes directions into it.
3 in a row, very nice.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things about fencing is that there's always going to be a little bit of ambiguity. See, I love this for the replay. For the live action, no, but the replay is great.
And the slow
But
helps for that angle too.
There's always going to be some ambiguity, and there's going to be calls where people could argue one way or the other. Both sides are going to get 1 or 2 of those. It's about what you do with it. And what you can see is Salagi got one that maybe he got a little bit lucky to get, and then turned it into 3 more really nice touches to make this really close again.
Yeah, definitely.
Well said, Pete.
27 all.
If you can believe it, Kim's on guard actually used to be even wider. So that was a good change because I think he was expecting Kim to try to do something more elaborate with the line rather than just jump at him after getting hit with line on the last one. So maybe
and good discipline from Kim to not do that and to stay calm and trust that he can just finish the way he wants to.
That would have been really cool if Salagi got that parry.
Wow, look at that hand
Nice
control.
change. Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, see, that's why I love these slow motion replays. You can see that that's not Kim just being fast. That's him having impeccable control of his hand.
Yeah. Oh, that was a huge cross.
Anybody notice how big that step was?
Yeah, that cross
Man,
was
it looked like
huge.
he almost covered half this trip.
Yeah.
Schlag's like, take a look.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Take a look. It's in a book. There it is.
Not allowed.
If it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. My
This
gauge.
touch actually made circuit. This touch made the rounds when it happened, and everybody sort of talked about it with whether or not the touch should be given here. Andrew or Jonah, do you want to go ahead and tackle that?
Go ahead, Jonah.
All right, I'll go ahead. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious he crosses over, which is not allowed, and then does a huge step before his lunge. My opinion is that the touch should be stopped, after the cross, immediately after the cross, and that, I mean, it should definitely be a yellow card, no touch.
Yeah.
It's not subtle.
Yeah, so the cross is definitely there. I think the thing that people are discussing and the reason there's going to be this long delay in what they're explaining to Hungarians is the Hungarians want the rule that a yellow card annuls your light.
Yes.
And because Salagi turned the light on, he should then be given a touch because he's the quote-unquote one light action.
Well, pause. It's not a yellow card that annuls the light. It's just a yellow card for crossing your feet. All other yellow cards annul the touch. But in this...
Sorry.
If the lights were to happen at the same time he crosses legs, it would be yellow card for whoever crosses the legs and a touch for the other opponent if his light was on.
Yes, because a yellow card for crossing your feet only essentially turns off your light. But all other yellow cards, I just want it to be understood, all yellow cards, other than that one, annul the touch.
Gotcha. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
And I think the point is that after he crosses, there's then another step and then the lunge before the light turns on.
Yes.
And that's enough tempo that the halt should have stopped before anyone's light was on, and therefore it should only be a yellow card.
Exactly.
And there should not be a touch given.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I think the referees did a really good job here, and they came out with the right decision, even though the Hungarians, especially the fans, don't like it.
Yes.
This is really good by the referees who have definitely made the right call here.
This was clearly the right call. After Kim does his cross, there's an additional huge step, and then there's a huge lunge. If it was cross and then hit, or cross then lunge with the hit, then it would turn off his light. But essentially, there's a halt right, or an implicit halt right here. Halt.
Halt.
You don't
And
get
then
to...
there's the action.
Yes, you don't get to take 2 additional steps and then think that you get the touch. If he had like counterattacked there at the point close to when the halt happened, then there would be a touch. But obviously, clearly, that's not what happened. So
Yeah.
So no touch.
But I do think that's something that these referees, I mean, it's again, tough thing, especially with a Hungarian crowd that understands the sport well enough to want that call.
Yeah.
The referees did a good job here. They get the call right, and it looks to me, I mean, we don't know what's said here, but it looks to me that he also does a very good job explaining this, because then you'll see Szilagyi not only accepts this explanation, but then attempts to quiet the crowd down.
Yeah, which was a really classy thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You can see him waving to the crowd, and to me that's really great sportsmanship
Yes,
for him
yes.
to say, okay, that is a good explanation, and I acknowledge that they've gotten this right, even if it doesn't suit my personal goals.
Right, exactly.
And great leadership in the moment for his team also, where every touch is so crucial, so important to just say, it's okay, on to the next one.
Yeah.
And good testicular fortitude by the refs to call that.
Again, close distance parry.
Yeah, that was nice.
I need Andrew to finish what he was about to say. What did you just say?
Me? Oh, it doesn't matter.
See, look, you never know what's coming. It could be the next touch again. Oh man, I love it. It's such a beautiful touch.
I'll always be impressed with counterattacks. Andrew will always be impressed with close distance parry reposed.
Well, it's always good to be impressed by the things you're good at. Fencing's more fun when you like your own fencing.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely be a fan of whatever style of fencer you are.
Yeah, dude, I love my own fencing. It was awesome. Jonah and
Takes one and knows one, right?
Yeah.
If you're good at close distance parries, then you know someone who's good at
right,
close distance
and
parries.
you are uniquely qualified to appreciate that. So, Pete and Jonah, what are your always appreciate touches?
I like a good skyhook every now and then, as long as it works. If it doesn't
Jonah,
work, you look pretty stupid.
See, this
But
is
if
why
it works,
Jonah and I are such good friends, man. I also love the skyhook. We both cheer for the Cardinals. We both go for the skyhooks.
As long as it works and as long as the Cardinals win. So I just want to say real quick, so Deshi was subbed in here for Jermeshi. It's not easy to be subbed into the middle of the penultimate bout of your season, in the middle of a back and forth bout, and
No.
Yes,
to immediately contribute.
especially in the seventh leg like this.
Yeah.
Although historically, Dechi has done pretty well against Gu in teams, so this could be not as bad as as anticipated.
Yeah, but what a brutal second touch to lose on.
Yeah,
when you
that was
get that really nice attack, and he just snakes away with the attack and prep.
Yeah.
And now you're down 2-0. You didn't have any time to warm up, and you've got to fence a guy who's been one of the best in the world for
years.
2 Olympic cycles. This is a tough spot for Dechi.
Yeah. Actually, when Gu first came up, Dechi was the one who handed Gu his first really definitive loss. Because before that, every single loss he had was 15-14, 15-13, and then Gameshi beat him pretty soundly.
Oh, man.
That was sneaky.
Yeah, it was.
He needed it. He absolutely needed it. Fails the... Oh, no, he got the first attack.
Yeah.
He flicked over the wrist on him.
That was an advanced lunge to the wrist in the center. That is very risky.
Oh, man, this is a tough call.
Attack touche.
That's what they've called it. Dechi thinks that Gu stopped and made a search for the blade and that he freeze in time.
Oh, all that definitely happened, but it's still going to be called attack touche.
Man, that's so tough.
Yeah.
You know what he sees, but conventionally nobody's really giving timing that tight.
Yes, exactly. Conventionally. Gu. No. Yeah, the way that it's called these days, unless there's a really good reason to take the attack away from somebody, they're not going to take the attack away. And I don't think that in this climate, that is enough to be attack no.
I agree with you, but it's such a tough thing. I mean, it's so hard to find any problems with, anyone's attacks. The Hungarians or the Koreans, they're all so high level that when you see something like that, you want to take advantage, you want to be able to take that moment, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, agreed. It would be an interesting change on the game if that was the case, but right now it's just not. Wow, that was nice.
I have no idea how he reaches that
Deci,
far.
I was just going to say, Deci is someone who is a lot longer than he looks because he leans over his body when he makes the cut. Watch him when he makes his cut. Look at his body position.
Yeah.
And he gets a good foot on that.
Yeah, nothing about that is luck. He does it consistently.
Yeah.
And every time it amazes me. Because, yeah, I mean, he catches everybody flat-footed, even after all of this time of being a high-level fencer.
Yes. When you fence him, you also have to treat him like a very tall person, even though he's definitely not. What is he asking for? Possibly a yellow card?
That would be my guess. Either that or he's just asking the referee to pause a little bit longer before he says fence because he's not getting set.
Yeah, maybe. Oh my goodness. Was that a...
Was that the first repost?
No, I think that was a stop cut off of a counter parry. Parry, stop cut.
Oh my goodness!
Jesus
wow.
Christ!
That had everything that we like. That had a close distance parry. That had a stop cut skyhook moving back. We're all excited.
We're all happy right now.
I mean, that's the toughest thing with making fencing more visually appealing, in my opinion, too, is that something like that, which is so impressive to watch in slow motion, is almost
lost in
impossible
real
to
time.
see in the
Whoa!
live action touch.
That was great too.
Bringing the fight.
Looks like it's gonna be line. So Gu is defending against line and then gets his blade taken, and there's not a whole lot you can do at that distance. But he still almost parries it.
Deci 4-1 after starting out down 2-0.
Yeah.
The crowd's eating this up.
He just needed a few touches to warm up. He'd been sitting there for probably 40 minutes. You know?
Yeah. Maybe longer than that.
He's not letting Gu take control of the middle the way that he was in his previous bouts.
Yeah.
He's coming off the line so hard. You have to wonder if it's maybe messing with Gu's rhythm a little bit.
Nope,
That's a great adjustment there.
Gu manipulating that step lunge again.
Yeah, against
Gives
people...
the same rhythm, just a little bit different distance, and all of a sudden it's a totally different action in front of you.
Yeah. Against people... And there it is again. That's attack from right also.
Same step lunge, but he's made it so much smaller so he gets down quicker, and it's so sneaky, but he's so good at it. It's such good
You heard what I
control.
said and he adjusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, against people like Gu who are really good at making those subtle adjustments, you kind of just have to do your action and not watch to see what's going to happen. Because if you do, you're kind of like falling into the spider's web. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and watching him is so tough because of that disguise, because he's hiding it behind the same appearance.
Yeah.
You can be watching him and you say, oh, that's a step lunge. It's going to be in the middle of the strip, and he could be going significantly shorter and quicker, or he could be going significantly longer and deeper with that attack.
Yeah.
So watching him is just, I mean, of all the people you could watch, and you don't ever really want to just stare at your opponent, but he's probably the worst.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a very important leg for Satmar to do well. That was not a good angle to see.
Yeah.
Looked like it looked like it could have been counter parry, but again, we can't like really see from that angle. And I guess it wasn't. Andrew!
Listen, you got to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, Kim is so good at that, and it takes the attack and it makes the defender more nervous to use the attack and prep.
Yeah, which is a great strategic point. Even if he fails on that touch, it puts it in Satmar's mind.
Standpoint, I would do the same action one more time.
Whoa, that was interesting.
Man, I can't believe he got that.
Yeah.
Satmari looks flat at this point. Need him to fire it up.
As Mario on this touch pull him short. If Kim was to go forward with a close parry distance, it would be you can just go for a reprise after if he had enough space and time.
Yep. It's almost like
you're right.
Almost like option select.
That was gutsy by Satmari to go back for the attack and prep, knowing that Kim likes that parry 4.
Well, he held a little more that time, so it would have been harder to get it, I think.
Possibly, yes.
That's kind of a cool action to prepare on your attack and prep.
This is such a crazy decision for me to use your video at that point in the game.
Yeah,
when that gets called simultaneous.
Yeah,
if anything is almost
it
against
can only hurt you.
Yeah, I think this is simul.
I think it's simul too, but I think it's, even if it's a little bit one way or a little bit the other, that to me is a crazy time to use your one video when it's 38-32.
Yeah.
You have to wonder. I mean, Samari, like you said before, he did come out a little bit flat.
This is big. This is big problems.
A little reset.
That's very possible.
And there we go.
Oh, man.
He may have saved. He may have saved the whole bout right there.
Yeah, if he loses this touch, that could be the match right there. And this is last second and so strong.
Yeah, close parry for a post. Come on.
The same way we said
that is not what that is.
He had to take a second after the stop kick. Tim's got to take a second after that parry.
Yeah, because that's
somebody down there and get shut down like that. You've got to reset.
That's a crazy swing because 32-39 is so different from 33-38. Wow, good composure by Kim.
And that's, again, looks like he's off balance, but that is a lie. He knows exactly where he is.
So any touches Satmari gets here are almost like free touches, basically. Otherwise, it's work. That was another attempted close distance parry. He didn't look as ready to do it, though.
Yeah, that one looked a lot less like he had the idea and initiative and a lot more like he was reacting.
Yes. I thought again, Satmari made it look like he was going backwards.
Search for that close parry.
Mm-hmm. And then change directions into it.
But Mackiewicz, do you think that he was late with the arm because he messed up an idea, or that he didn't actually have that idea at the beginning and was reacting?
I think he just reacted last minute. I think he saw the opportunity. He could have done a close parry, so he went for it, but I think it was just too late.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I don't think it was his initial motive, though.
Yeah.
Whereas
I felt the ones earlier were more
his
he
initiative.
Was on the line thinking, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, totally.
And that when he saw something and changed his plan.
Yeah, for me, it was like what we were saying before, where Satmari makes it look like he's going to go backwards, so Kim reacts by going forwards, but then he sees that Satmari has changed his direction and tries to save it at the last second, but can't quite get it in time. Wow!
Mentally, you have to wonder, at this point, who's in the more difficult situation? You've got Kim, who doesn't want to give up this lead against, a Samari who's coming on.
For sure, Kim. I think Kim has it harder right now. He's the youngster of the team. He's the second one to close.
That last touch is the hardest one to get.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Wow, again with the parry 4.
Satmari. Gerung Satmari.
See, now, that's just such a sad replay for such a great
that was not
touch.
good. Yeah.
The fact they didn't get Satmari's parry in there. I mean, they focused on the entirely wrong
just
part.
Lastly, the reactions. The parry 4, he should have gone. Like, everything's just too premature, too late. He's not being decisive whatsoever. He's a tempo just ahead or too short.
Another attack.
He's arguing that he picked the blade up.
Well, if he got the blade, then it's parry repost. We said,
Samari doesn't look convinced that he got the blade.
We'll see in 2 seconds if they slow it down right.
His body language doesn't seem so promising.
Man.
Looks like attack.
It doesn't look like there was blade contact.
Yeah, I don't know when the blade contact would have been.
Well,
I certainly don't think it's attack no.
Kim is arguing for attack no.
For attack no, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good change. See,
great
again,
call, consistent with the whole flow of the bout.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I love referees that are willing to go over and take an honest look at a touch.
Yep.
I think it's such a sign of being a good referee that you're not worried that you messed something up. Everybody makes mistakes. That's why the replay system exists.
Exactly. And would you rather like force yourself to be quote unquote right the first time, or you just want to be right in the end? Like
exactly. Especially with one like that he may have thought it was parried because it looked like Kim may have scraped the strip on the way through.
Yeah, and you hear the sound.
Perfectly reasonable mistake to make, but then you see clearly what the touch is and and make the change. Nice mention.
Kim stops the bleeding there.
Yeah,
but
good job by Satmari to get those last 3 there.
Yeah, that's way better than it could have been.
The bout ended a lot better than it started, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and those last couple touches are so important just to give Szilagyi a chance. And we know a fencer at that level can certainly come back from this.
I would have liked to see
his final stretch.
Yeah.
Andrew, what do you think is going to happen? Andrew Mackiewicz.
It's always hard to tell when an unmovable object meets a unstoppable force.
I teed that one up.
Well, I will say, like, every time you watch these guys fence, it's the best. I mean, these guys, not only do they fence close bouts, not only do they fence competitive bouts, they fence smart bouts, and they fence bouts that are guaranteed to have highlights.
But I do think Szilagyi was a little frugal with his energy on his other bouts, so I think he's got a lot in store for this one. I think he's going to give it all.
Yeah, I mean, this one's got a lot of storylines in it.
The home competitive image, he's definitely going to get a good vibe from the crowd. That's definitely going to help.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start.
Yeah, it was.
Controlling that two-step preparation.
Very
Perfect
confident.
balance. 1, 2.
And a very late stop. It made it look like he was about to make an attack, and that's what made the pull so effective. Oh, that could have been a stop cut.
They composed for this bout. They can't be treated too early.
What?
What a touch.
Yeah, very good, oh.
Very good, oh.
Andrew approves.
We all approve.
Oh.
I like the way he ducked.
What else do you do there?
I mean, like I said at the beginning,
right.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, man, these guys put together just highlight reels every time they fence.
I've got my pen out.
And again, great distance, great acceleration, put the pressure on him.
Oh, doesn't go for swag very often.
I'm not sure that was swag. I'm pretty sure that was desperation.
Oh,
So he did a good job there. He'd been so patient early on, and he did a good job there of attacking a little bit faster than a pushing speed, but not a million miles an hour. He didn't sell out. So O couldn't read that trap, but also he couldn't back up at the same speed and stay in balance. Put him in a tough position where he's off balance, and he had to panic sweep something.
Yep. It's a little bit harder to pull out a really nice creative touch last second if you have someone that's applying that level of pressure on you in your attack.
Yes, for sure.
And that's actually something I think the Hungarians did a really good job with for most of the bout. I mean, we saw really strong immediate attacks from every single one of them at some point or another.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with some speed and with some force, but not just step lunges. They were doing 3, 4, 5 step lunges at speed. And if you can do that while being under control, it makes the defender's life real tough.
Absolutely.
See the Korean coaches freaking out?
I'd be freaking out too if Szilagyi showed up and fenced like this against my fencer.
Woo!
My goodness.
Wow.
This is
momentum shifts like that on a dime.
This is the start that you want. This is the World Championship final that you want. Oh, still almost got that parry.
Szilagyi almost
But
got
Szilagyi
that
might have counter-parried it.
Yeah, it just seems O is completely mentally out of this one.
Which probably makes it a really good decision to change his blade right here.
Yeah, a classic move to get the mental edge back.
Mm-hmm.
Give away a perfectly good working saber. Just to buy yourself 30 seconds.
The shoes were tied, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you take 3 sabers to the strip, just in case you have to sacrifice one in the name of a timeout.
Yeah, exactly. What a start for Szilagyi.
And still in control.
Yeah.
Timeout didn't help him. He's still with that great rhythm, provokes the attack from out of distance. And this isn't even a stressful touch. He's perfectly imbalanced there.
Yeah, that's Szilagyi's bread and butter.
I mean, he's not panicking. He's not having to rush anything. He's right in the distance, right at the timing he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Executing that almost like a lesson.
And just like that, Hungary's back on top. I mean, no lead is safe in this sport, especially when you have this level caliber of fencers coming in at the end.
Yeah.
And this shows how much he's feeling.
Oh my God.
That's footwork you don't see from him very often. He's breaking out all the tricks, puts in that flunge in the middle to get the extra distance and the extra acceleration, and does it perfectly.
Yeah, he doesn't like to flunge.
I mean, there's no pull there, there's no tempo. That is...
Listen, Crispin, I already screenshotted that, and that's my new back photo from my phone.
And a great background photo it is. I mean, that is textbook flunge in the middle. What a run by Szilagyi to get the lead here.
Yeah.
And no cross of the feet. That's
Yeah,
what
what
he's
is-
saying to the Koreans. He's saying, stop complaining. You know that was good. We know that was good.
What kind of
Own it. Stop delaying the bout. You have to actually step up and beat this guy.
what kind of replay was that? I guess it could have been like another broken Sabre quote unquote replay.
Yeah, no, I think they were looking to break the rhythm because they see what Salagi is doing and they see how he's feeling the bout, and they're just trying to buy O some time to find something. So they were asking for a look at the cross would be my guess, which saves the replay so he can still use it later.
6-1.
But that's why he got the lecture from the referee. Is I think the referee also knows that was a delay.
I would give it a yellow card.
Ooh.
Oh,
Why would you swag there? That's Prix d'Affaire for me.
for you think that was Salagi's touch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he scooped it right there.
No.
Delay though. He takes that back.
One step back.
There's another action there. He's
For parry.
I don't know.
It didn't look like one fluid motion of taking the blade and reposting.
and that's what they're
Searching.
pointing to.
Yeah, if you want to say that he may have made an additional blade action afterwards, I could buy that, but I don't think that you can say that he didn't start soon enough because you can't realistically start any faster than that and be safe.
I take that back. In terms of he took a step back, you're allowed, a reasonable time to make a repost. But I do think there was a hesitation. And after his search, he searches for a parry.
Yeah, if you want to say that, I could get behind that. That's fine.
But this is another one of those ones where you could explain that touch either way. And
Yeah.
like we said earlier with the line call, there are strokes of fortune in this sport, and Sengoku may have just gotten one, and then it's all about what you do with
it,
the
yep.
good fortune that you were given. He's been getting smoked. He gets the benefit of a call that really is 50-50. Could have been Prise de Fer, could have been Malparé. What are you going to do with it from that point on? And he established a much better rhythm on that attack.
Yeah,
that was the first time we've seen him really do something.
That one there was blade contact, but the referees say that because they both took it, it's still attack from the right.
We're going to split that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving that to Salagi. I don't know about that one.
And see, now here you go. This is good fortune again. To me, that was simultaneous.
Yeah.
I didn't see a whole lot there.
I'm on cam.
I still don't.
That
Looks
seems
simultaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot there.
Oh.
But again,
Frustration from the Korean
the same way we saw that Prise de Fer 50-50 call. This is unlucky. This is unlucky for the Koreans. But what are you going to do with it? You could have already won.
Yeah, overall the referees did an incredible job. I mean, in
Oh my
a
God.
hostile environment with lots of, as we've said, subjective, could cut touches that could go either way. They've done a great job.
Yeah, this is a difficult job.
Absolutely.
And that's why you save your replay, right?
Yeah, that's why you save your replay because, that's about as important of a touch as you could possibly have.
Yeah.
40-44, 40-44, or 44-44 obviously goes directly to video.
Mm-hmm.
But short of that, that's about as important as the touch can get.
That's a tactouche, and Salagi acknowledges it.
How do you react? And Sengoku didn't let the
Pressure bother him. Yeah.
Bother him. He came back out, kept his sharpness, kept his composure.
Did you see the Korean coach push the camera away?
Yeah.
I'm coaching
The
here.
split that O ended up in.
Yeah. All the Koreans are so flexible.
The split and then the jump out of it. I don't even have those muscles on my body.
But Andrew Mackiewicz.
In the face of Armageddon, here we go.
It looked like there might have been a false start there.
So
He's going to go straight to video anyways, and I think they're going to...
right. So like
Gee, listen, if they give him that first yellow card at the beginning of this bout and give him a second yellow card, this would have been bout. That would have been it. False start.
And that would have been an absolute
a very
disaster.
anticlimactic. Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you think about it being 44-44 World Championship final? Do you think the last touch has to be crystal clear?
No.
No, I don't think it has to be crystal clear. I think it has to be. I think you want it to be crystal clear, but you have to call the bout the same way the whole way through.
If I was referee,
you have to give them the bout.
I would hope it's a one light.
Yeah.
It's interesting because really what I would hope for is the touch that happens.
Oh man!
Oh my God.
It's over. It's over.
So,
Man,
The Hungarians are 3-time world champions.
so
Wow.
as a few
that
of
is
you,
heartbreaking for the Hungarians because Szilagyi had probably 3 chances where it looked like he was going to score that touch.
yep,
I mean, that attack that had to be inches from hitting, and I think he missed an attack in prep by an inch and a stop cut by an inch
yeah.
on that last defensive stand.
So
That he had,
the reason they're taking so long now is because at 44, it's replay automatic. If it's 2 lights, they have to go look at the box before they can make a decision. So that's what just happened there. And he's going to give it because that one was pretty obvious, but
but what a last touch. What about? I mean, again, there's so many touches in there that it almost leaves you hard to find something to commentate because they're just so good. It takes your breath away.
yeah.
I mean, you've got guys that are as fast as anyone in the world on both sides of the strip, going forward and back, battling for less than an inch in some cases.
Yes.
And I mean, they
Millimeters.
put on a great show. I mean, it's just the fencing in that bout it's what you want to see from fencing all the time. There was competitiveness, there was fire, but they were good sports the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see a whole lot of complaining to the referees. There wasn't holding onto these grudges and stomping around and delaying the bouts. They made their cases and then they accepted the decisions and went back and continued to compete.
Yeah.
And man, I mean that's a treat for the World Championship final to look like that. You'd really want to see that all the time.
Yeah. And it was really good seeing the last bout between O and Szilagyi. Those guys fenced like 4 times during this season. Once in the finals of a World Cup, and it was 14-14 in South Korea. So again, for them to like fence in the finals and for it to be so close like that in the other home country, it just, I don't know. It's a really cool matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think like these 2 teams are the favorites for the Tokyo Games, and it's going to be exciting to watch. And I love what the Hungarians are doing right now. This walk around the crowd, saluting them.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Acknowledging how much that energy helped them and pushed them in this bout. I love this. Even in defeat, when they're obviously going to be heartbroken about the fact that they couldn't quite close that out.
Yeah, it's real
I love
classy.
that they're doing this walk around and saluting the crowd.
Yeah, they did so well. And this was a crazy touch to end on.
Oh, just
Miss,
the
and
crap.
hit. Yeah,
Makes me want to get out there so badly.
me too.
I miss it.
Yeah, if he hadn't been going backwards when he did that counterattack, he would have gotten it. Oh, that is crazy. That those millimeters and milliseconds changed who won world championships.
It would have changed everything.
And
Yeah.
he almost got the block out as well.
Yes.
You can see, just flicks the wrist around there to get the light on. But again, I mean, you can't say enough about the quality that bout possessed.
Yeah.
From all 4 fencers actually on both sides.
No,
That
you.
you saw Gameshi and Kim and Dechi and Ha, even that all those guys who were maybe not quite the caliber of the top 4 guys delivered really impressive stuff.
Yeah. The bout was.
Impressive commentary, guys.
Yo, I had a great time for sure. I think this was great. I think we should definitely do this like on another video.
Yeah, I'll do this with you guys as often as you want. I mean, like you, I'm not doing a whole lot during the during the quarantine. So, other than stuff like this, I've got no firm obligations at all.